Hello everyone, and welcome to Let's Play Sword of the Stars with me, Get Daved. So I'm going to apologize in advance for my voice sounding a little, terrible right now. I've been sick for the last little while, and I do blame you, so think about that for a bit. Let's play a custom game, shall we? Now, there's a lot to talk about in this game. They will frequently mention how, simple yet vast it is. I have found this to be true to a certain extent, but some of the... yeah, we'll talk more about the issues, both good and bad, the game has later on. I'm just going to play on a 2D star map. You can think that's weak sauce if you want, but the galaxy is more or less two-dimensional, and you know, they do have that largely represented. Where are we? Where's my barred spiral galaxy? Well, maybe it'll be more correct. No, not really. Well, anyway. I'm glad they at least have the option. Yeah, we're just going to play on a flat plane. Because honestly, having space as 3D in the strategic view does not add that much. Gonna stick with defaults for the most part. I'm cranking down random encounters because at the normal random encounter rate, it's actually regular encounters of terrible things happening, and some of the bad stuff that can happen in this game is so terribly bad. Also, the first researches in this game are pretty obvious, so I just am giving everybody a little bit of a how do you do. And we will be playing with teams instead of alliances, because otherwise, the balance of power can really not move for a tremendous amount of time, just because of the nature of how diplomacy works in this game. We'll get there. I'm going to leave these the way they are, even though I kind of think both in economic efficiency and industrial output should probably be tweaked. We can only tweak economic efficiency, so might as well leave it all the way it is. Get Daved's LP. There's a game name for you. Alright, I'm going to be playing with one of every race. I should mention that there's several expansion packs for this game. Oh yeah, and we're going to be using some teams. I will be playing as humans because, you know, I'm kind of like a bland, nondescript, oatmeal-esque flavor in your mouth. That's sort of what I strive to be. And I'm going to partner with the Hivers because, you know, our names both start with H. It's a natural alliance. Going to make Team 2 the Tarkas and the Lear. Tarkas are kind of an interesting posse. And the Lear. And this is just so that you can see everybody's, or you can see all the different races. Those are Team 2. And Team 3 is going to be the Zool. Now, don't think that they're going to be at a disadvantage, because I did a test run through using this sort of setup. Well, actually, I guess if you look early in the recording, you can see the exact settings I had for the earlier game. And the Zool actually did better than these two guys combined. I'm partnering with the Hivers because they expand the slowest, humans expand the fastest, and then these two are the middle, and the Zool are terrible, as in vicious, not as in they're bad. They're alright. And let's launch the game. So there's the Zool for you. Don't they just look
System update.
mean? Alright. Now, this is kind of interesting. My friends are way over here. Yep. I'm not going to be hanging out with them for a while. So to start things off, let's take a look at what we have for research. The game, of course, researched a couple things. You always start with some of these things. Gauss driver, red lasers. They've researched green lasers as well, which are a slightly superior color and a little stronger. You can zoom in if you want the stats. I wish they gave you numeric breakdown, but they don't. There is one, though. If you go to sots.rorschach.com, I think, just search for, like, Sword of the Stars Rorschach, and if you can't spell Rorschach, watch Watchmen, or read the graphic novel, and that'll help you, or study about, you know, psychologists. Waldo units is the first thing you should research in the game. Unfortunately, it's such an obvious choice that, you know, there's no point in making it anymore. And no shield technology. Alright, the thing I was most interested in is finding out if I have pulsed fission drive, which I do, which is going to mean my ships have better strategic range, which is really important in the early game. There's 3 levels of power technology, fission, fusion, and antimatter. It takes a long time to, like, it's a significant deal when you jump forward a level in power tech. Without really knowing what I'm going to go for next, cybernetic interface is never that bad of a choice. Granted, there's always the chance you know the game much better than I do. I've only been playing it for about
Yes, Commander.
a week.
Initiating research project.
I think I got it about 2 weeks ago, but I've spent most of my last few days wallowing in self-pity, so that took up most of my time. Okay, because we have pulsed fission drive researched, we need to just upgrade some of our things. Ship designs are broken up into 3 components. We could call them command, mission, and engine, but I usually call them front, middle, and back. Back is just your different engine types straight up. So we should just upgrade to the newest one. There's usually a pretty significant increase in cost when you upgrade the back end, but actually, you know what, maybe that's not even worth it. Well, okay, well, yeah, you could save a lot of money by not doing it. Generally, well, yeah, okay, for the extended range, I am going to bother
Design entered into naval archives.
upgrading their range, but that's about it. Yeah, so let's build a couple of those guys. Always a good thing to do first. And again, there's a lot of different takes you can have on how to do your beginning. That's fine. I usually like to have fairly light research at the beginning. Oh yeah, all of your excess money, when colonies have nothing to do, they just generate giant piles of money. What you can do with your giant pile of money is transform it from going into the bank or savings. And yes, you do collect interest off of your savings. See? 79 bucks. You get 1% interest on savings, and you get 15% interest on debts. So be careful not to go into the red. This or the negatives. 8,000 just means there was a net loss this turn. But I built 3 ships, so you do have to pay for them in advance.
System update.
Alright, we've got 3 extended range vessels now, so let's just send them off. Sorry that the names aren't very interested. Not so sorry that I'm going to do something about it, but I do feel lingering guilt.
System
Now, some
update.
people could say I should be building a colony ship right now, but the thing is, colonies have such frickin' huge industrial outputs that you can churn out a lot of ships really quickly. You don't really have to plan around it very much, in my opinion.
System update.
Alright, we found a couple planets. Dark gray means I can't colonize on it yet. Light gray means I can. That's still a really bad climate hazard, though. You want this number to be 0. 0 is Earth. Or Earth would be very close to 0 anyway. I guess we should call it ISIS, since that's where we're from in this game. 521.83, I could land on it, but I would be losing that much every turn. And if you look at the size of my budget, that would be almost half of my money, or I guess a third of my money spent maintaining one colony. So we're just going to see if we can do better. Incidentally, there's a dead end at both of these, which I suppose is not surprising since there's not really any galaxy left. Humans can only move along node lines. One cool thing in the game is that every species has a different form of propulsion at faster than light
System
speeds.
update.
501, that's also not that great. We're also at the point where I should build probably a tanker just to refuel them there. A good player would have thought of that in advance.
Moving out.
But you're stuck with a mediocre one for this Let's Play. Yes,
System
real 5 out of
update.
10 material.
Engines to power, aye.
So I'm just going to move... They have to go there anyway, so I'll move my tanker there so it can refuel them.
System
You have 3
update.
seconds to cancel your turn advancement if you want. Oh yeah, one interesting side effect of using humans. If they can't possibly make a jump across a node line, they have to take an alternate route. So this tanker has massive fuel reserves, so it can fill up itself and other ships, 95 light years worth. It can travel 9 is its maximum range in one thing. So that's 10.6. It can't possibly make it in one jump because it has to. You can't stop in node space. That's the human thing. Node space. Say it in slow motion.
Navcom programmed.
Or fast if that's how you roll. But I think that's reckless if you say it fast.
System update.
We are not having really great luck with well, with finding things. That's disappointing.
Aye, sir.
10.7. Click and drag to find the distance there. Alright. You can strand your ships if they don't have enough fuel to get anywhere else, and then you will have to send a tanker to fuel them up,
System
or you can
update.
just let them die. Alright. This ship is starting to find something of minor use. Like, that's still pretty expensive to maintain for a colony, but my prospects are pretty terrible, so we should just get on it. I'll probably have to build a tanker to support this. Well, I know I'm going to have to build a tanker to support the fleet. So, we'll build some armor vessels which carry weapons. I'll just
Aye,
show you the
Commander.
design
We
real
will
quick.
have those ships out in no time.
What's nice is they're using lasers instead of, I might accidentally call them mass driver cannons, but magnetic bullet shooters. Because they're a lot more accurate. And early in the game, you encounter smaller ships that are harder to hit, and you're not bombing planets a lot. Mass drivers are pretty good at bombing planets. I'm not going to take that away from them. No one can take that away from them.
System update.
Alright, that's another... Nope, that's the same planet I was looking at before. Never mind. Lest you question my intelligence, I knew it was the same planet.
Engines to power, aye.
Actually, you know what? I want you to move there. Everybody's gonna pop back real quick and get some more fuel when I click the correct buttons.
Drives to full.
Alright, everybody, gas up. I don't think he can make it. Alright. That's exciting.
System update.
And those guys are ready to go.
Research successfully completed, sir.
Ooh. Cybernetic interface. So that's a production bonus, which is nice to have. Also, one thing I didn't mention about Waldo units is they give you the hammerhead modification to your ships. So that's nice, you know. We're gonna be colonizing some kind of crappy planets, so I'm gonna go for
Full funding
atmospheric
received,
adaptation.
sir.
What that
Thank
does is
you.
improves your terraforming rate. So, yeah, we have greater tolerance to colonizing hostile environments. Normally there's a cutoff at about 500, which is why we can't colonize a 762.87. Yeah, can't colonize that one. So, you know, that was fun to talk about. One thing I should have done is I should have gone to the armor ships, which I'm going to do now, and I'm just going to redesign them to use the hammerhead. It's, I think, a pretty cheap upgrade, and it greatly increases the usefulness of the ship, because you can't really see it, but there's engines on both sides that make it turn much faster. Check out turning speed with 90, turns almost twice as fast, and faster overall speed in combat. If you're not familiar with tactical and
Yes, sir.
strategic,
Ship design ready
strategy
for
is what we're doing
construction.
right now. Tactics actually refers to how you move units in combat. So, you know, fun fact. So tactical stats have only to do with combat maneuvering and all that stuff. And this game is actually more of a tactics game than it is a strategy
System
game.
update.
Partly because of how they streamlined
Sir,
so many
we have
things,
an
and
incoming
partly
bogey.
just because they focused a lot more on
Engines to power,
tactics. Yep. And now that you have something very insightful to think about for the next little while, actually, you know what? We're going to leave everyone there for one more turn. Because I want there to be
Canceling
blood.
commands.
Yeah, now that we've had a nice little chat, we'll end the Let's Play. I'll see you all next time, and maybe something exciting will happen. Hopefully a new colony. I'll see you then.